here's how I started my marketing agency. After graduating from college in 2024 and pursuing a soccer career for almost 3 years, I decided to start my own business. I did not know what I was getting into. I did not know anything about business. I just knew how to exchange things for money. So one day I go to a pickup game and one of my friends who knew that I was really good at graphic design asked me if I could try to run his social media. At the moment I was starting an e-commerce and my social media was great and my website was great, so my friend saw it and he told me if I could run his social media page. I have no idea how much to charge. I have no idea how to structure the offer. I just knew that I was going to sell him a service. So I ended up telling him $250 for 3 posts a week plus 5 stories, which was about 8 to 11 posts per week, and that was a full month of social media. So it was absolutely ridiculous, but at the time for me it was amazing. From the moment I signed that client, I just felt different, and not because I was rich or my life changed. I just felt different because I just felt that I had control over my life. My thought process was, if I'm able to exchange this skill for money and I can do it certain amount of times, I have certain amount of money, which means that I don't have to work for anybody else. I can just run my own business, which at the moment I didn't even think it was a business. So I was with that client for about a month, and then my second client came in because people started to see the work that I was doing for this client, and I got like 3 referrals in a matter of 2 months. I had 4 clients already. It wasn't generating the money that I wanted, but I wasn't even going crazy about generating $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, because I just was in my own head. I wasn't watching YouTube. I wasn't watching other people in the online world and how they work, because listen, if you just watch people that are at completely different levels, you will most likely buy their course. You will start acting rich. You will have no money. You will not really learn the skills because you're trying to copy somebody else, which means that you're trying to learn without necessarily failing. And the reality is that if you want to learn something, failing is the best teacher. So by the end of the year, I have from 5 to 10 clients, and I was really enjoying it. I probably could have bought a course and do things faster and better, but for me, the way business works and the way everything works, I learned this through soccer, the gym, nutrition, is that everything takes time. And if you're willing to put in the work, you're somehow gonna figure it out. And that's one thing that has helped me push forward and think long term rather than short term. So that's exactly why I never really joined a community to grow my agency or bought a course to try to cut corners. So when the end of the year came, I hired my first employee. The reason why I did that was because I wanted to see what it felt like to have someone working under me, to see if I could actually leverage my time and grow the business. I set up certain goals for the agency. In a matter of almost a year, we have scaled the agency to over 30 clients, and we're a team of 5 people. If you ask me how I scaled it past 30 clients, you will think that I spent a lot of money on ads. I started running ads only 4 months ago, and I'm saying real ads, like over $1,500 a month on ads. I always care about profit. I did not care about revenue, because if I care about revenue like most people do in the online world, I would just be spending all my money on ads. I will have no cash flow, and I will pretty much lose all the clients that come in because I wouldn't have systems in place to actually retain those clients and make them have a positive experience. So what I did was I never really ran any sort of advertising campaigns until I actually felt ready for it. I really wanted to create a good team to build the systems before actually going to get a lot of clients, because if there is something great about the agency model is the margins. But if you're not good at controlling those margins because all you care about is revenue, then it will be really hard to sustain your growth. Now I want to talk about a myth. The agency model is dead. The reality is that it's not. You're just not willing to put in the work. Think about how many construction companies, how many restaurants, how many chiropractors are in the United States. So what makes you think that the agency model is dead? Yes, there is a lot more competition than there was 4 years ago, but like any other business, if you focus on yourself and if you focus on growing the business and if you actually put in the amount of work that is required to grow the business, you will grow it. And that's where I think that most people fail, because they want to start an agency because they saw an influencer sell a course, so they want to buy that course from that influencer to get that life, and they want to get that life in a matter of 3 months, 4 months. But the reality is that in the first 3 months, 4 months, you can't even sign a client for over $1,000 a month. You can't, because you don't have the skill, you don't have the reputation, and you don't have the team to charge that amount of money, because you actually can't deliver the work. You have to have the patience to build a good team, to build a good service, to build a good product, and to actually provide value to your clients. When I started the agency a year ago, I only had an iPhone. Now I have pretty much all the equipment that is required to provide a good service to a client. Did I look for perfection and I try to have all this equipment before I started? No, I started with what I had and I improved my service as I went because I failed with clients and I realized that in order to provide a better service, I needed to do certain things. And that's how I've been growing this agency for the last year and a half. So my belief is that most people think the agency model is dead because they're just not willing to put in the work. There's a lot of competition in business in general. Every day someone starts a new business. The most important thing that people should be teaching in the agency space is that it takes time. Like any other business, just because it's an online business, you're not going to become rich in 3 months. That's just not how it works. So again, if you think long term and if you're willing to put in the work and you have the patience to grow it and to put in the work consistently without necessarily getting thousands of dollars per month, then you will grow and you will figure it out. So I want to end this video with some advice for you. If you want to start an agency, the first thing that I will say is just get started. You can buy a course, but don't try to cut corners through the course. Don't think that you will get to a certain point in a matter of 3 months or 4 months. And I'm guessing you heard it before, but I just really wanted to talk about this misconception of like, oh, if you buy a course or if you join this community, you'll be able to grow your agency. Yes, you can learn things and you can join people that are in the same situation as you and you can actually grow from it. I'm not saying that you will regret it, but what has helped me the most is just understanding that if I trust myself and if I put in the work that is required and if I'm consistent enough and I have the patience to grow this business, I will grow it. So yeah, that's exactly how I've been growing the agency. It's obsession more than anything, and that's how I went from one client to multiple clients and from one employee to 5 employees. I've worked multiple hours per day. I worked more than a 9 to 5. Worked on Fridays, I worked on Saturdays, I worked on Sundays. I worked pretty much every time I could, and that's just because I'm obsessed with making this work and not because of the agency itself or any specific business itself. It's just because I really love to test how far I can go, and not only in terms of profits, but what I can build. Like, for example, giving other people jobs fulfills me a lot. So there's a lot of things that fulfill me in business, and yeah, there's nothing I would rather be doing. And I'm gonna end the video with one quote from Hormozy, which in my opinion is one of the best quotes I ever heard in my life. Distraction kills more businesses than competition ever does. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you got some value from it, and I'll see you in the next one.